Good day, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It is the 18th of May, and today is a special day in terms of the Rust Door because we're going to have a complete the sets Rust Door. The fun thing is we have absolutely no idea what we're going to see today. You might see I have tons of tabs as a nice representation of what randomly could be accepted today. I have many collections right here, but we still have no idea what potentially could be seen. So I talked about this last night in my abnormal builders video. If we go look at the most recent complete the sets, not that one, sorry, I made a mistake. There we are, scroll down, here we are, yes. I'm expecting something similar to this. For last week's roster rotation, it was mostly weapons, wasn't it? I get the feeling today's going to be mostly clothing and armour. And if you can remember the last roster rotation, we saw the completion of the camouflage set, the completion of the Knights Templar set, and then we saw a continuation of the pixel set. So we had tier 2, we had tier 3, and we had hoodie and pants, with the added pairing of the black gold boots and the azul boots. I imagine something very similar to this appearing today. It's just I don't know what type of combination or what collection of skins we're going to see. This is going to be very random to me. So I hope you're ready and I hope you're prepared because it's going to be a mystery. It's going to be a surprise. We're all in the same boat. So, in terms of what we're anticipating potentially seeing today, we could potentially see the likes of those whiteout boots. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. I'm sure a lot of people would greatly appreciate it. It quite literally would fill in the final gap of what we're missing with the whiteout collection. In regards to Cold Hunter, there's been many weapons and some interesting deplorables that were made in the past, but they weren't accepted. Maybe we'll see some of those potentially being picked today. Hardsuit is still waiting for its tier 2. Maybe we'll see that today. Desert Raiders did have some interesting burlap clothing that was submitted, and I believe there's some weapons as well. And then with the likes of Forest Raiders, the exact same thing. A very interesting full green burlap set that I think a lot of people would appreciate. And there was also a very interesting AK. Tempered, very recently has been mainly focused in regards to deplorables. There was a very nice looking tempered double door that had a lot of interest, but it wasn't picked. I thought that was going to get picked for last week's rotation, most wanted. It didn't happen. Maybe it's being held for today, because we usually see a tempered skin being picked for complete the sets. It's a well-known, it's a very notable collection, so maybe. Then we had the likes of Abyss. So not that, this. This Abyss. We are expecting the likes of potentially seeing the double sheet middle door. Or there was quite recently another skin that was made. That is the small box. Maybe we'll see that be appearing today. Skull Killer gloves, yes. No, not gloves, it was boots. Yes, we could see another pair of boots potentially appearing today. Don't forget, the last complete the sets had 2 random pairs of boots. Maybe we'll see the exact same thing happening. With the likes of pizza, we are expecting potentially to see roadside gloves and boots potentially being picked. Everybody loves pizza. Then we have the likes of JPEG collection. That's missing its tier 3. We could potentially see JPEG tier 3 being accepted today. Copper Collection is another candidate for boots and gloves. We might potentially see that today. That's leather gloves and boots. Renegade, this is one of the older sets I've picked out. Renegade never got its tier 2. This came out it was April, May time in 2022. So yeah, that's that. Then we got the likes of Military Collection. Military, I can't fully remember when this first started. I think it was 2020 or 2021. Well, this never got its hoodie and pants accepted. So that potentially might be a thing. Then, of course, there's Elite Crate. So Elite Crate Tier 2 is something we're also waiting for. So hopefully we'll see another green set being accepted today. And then we have the likes of Frog Cosplay. Another green set, just more brighter and sillier. But yeah, Tier 3 for this could potentially be accepted. There's loads and loads of potential skins that could potentially be appearing today, but that was just a nice teaser, a nice, visual for what we could potentially expect. But we have no idea what will be accepted today, all right? It's a surprise. We look forward to being surprised, I guess, yeah. But that's what we're expecting. For now, we can talk about the skins that became marketable last night, Redemption Thompson and the likes of the Armored Door and Toolbox. So yes, Redemption Thompson, as you can see, has now sold over 40,000. I'd say it's quite in demand. But the problem is, if we see a whole lot more Thompson skins being accepted, this could be a problem. But it's very shiny. It's cool design. A lot of people do appreciate it. Not everybody, but quite a lot of people clearly, like it. But one cause for concern is there's 135 of these on the market already. But that's mainly attributed to this one guy here trying to sell 100 at $4 for some strange reason. I don't know. But just be warned, we potentially might be seeing a lot of stock on the Steam market. Don't be surprised by that. 40,000 for a random week in May time is a bit absurd. I am worried that we're going to see a lot of excess purchases, and I'm worried that they're all going to start appearing on the Steam market and, of course, the likes of third-party sites. But the buy orders for all of it, looking rather strong, very well built up. This definitely will help keep its price up, but will it always stay above $3? That is the question. I personally thought it won't, but I do think it will rebound and go up in price very nicely towards the very end of this year. That's my expectation for this. There were the likes of the Day and Night Armored Door. I was curious, but I just don't feel like it's going to hold its value. Nice design, people like it, sold a lot, but I'm also worried that it's probably sold too much, again, excess purchases. But we haven't seen that many armoured doors being accepted so far this year, and I'm led to believe we're probably not going to see that many from here on now. So, yeah, only 2 so far this year. In the exact same position as we were last year, we had already had about 6. We had already had 6 armored doors last year, so I feel like times have changed. We're not going to see so many. So yeah, very cool, very cool. Will this hold its value? I don't think so, but you know, as time goes on, if we do potentially see this turning into a collection, there is a sheepman door that's in the workshop now, then yeah, maybe people get a whole lot more invested into it. We shall see. Now we are on to talking about the toolbox. This is a $2 skin, and the bulk of the buy orders ends at around $1.30. Yeah, I was looking at this, I was curious, I just don't think people care too much about the whole gimmick of it. But I did mention how small boxes tend to, all of them. I remember just a couple months ago, all the small boxes were in the positive when it was post-Christmas time. So by default, will that go above its Rustore price at some point? Yeah, I think it will. I think it will be going back up again. But as of now, my expectation is it goes below. Unless a YouTuber uses it. So... and that did happen with a predecessor of its set. So, yeah, I could probably just show you this. Apparently, a YouTuber used this one, and that's why it's in the positive at the moment. William, that's it. So, yeah. It's a very strange set, but it's not even acknowledged as a set. That's the funny thing. But, yeah, it's a little bit loose. But anyway... those are all the abnormal skins. We've gone through that. We also, last night, we talked about what prices we want to offer for these skins. Now, you don't have to follow those prices, but those are just my suggestion. We probably want to play it a bit safer, based on the fact that right now the Paris 2023 CSGO Major is currently being played, and I reckon it's going to be the beginning of June. We're going to see the 75% discount for the sticker capsules. So that would lead to very cheap sticker capsules, which everybody will want to invest into because it's a reliable investment. We, of course, have Source 2 public release at some point in the summer. And we're not going to have a major until March 2024. So basically, a lot of people are under the assumption that it's going to be easy profits. And with that, loads of people are going to be buying them. And with that, people need money. So to get money, they're going to sell things. And, well, people who are invested into Rust also invest in CSGO. That is where I worry that we're probably going to see the likes of Rust skins go down in price. So I'm just giving you that warning. I think we're going to see some very bad prices around the beginning of June. Maybe the whole month of June, probably. So, yeah. We've gone through everything. All we can really do now is sit here and wait, look at the accepted in-game section, keep refreshing here. Chat, I'm going to pass this on to you. All we can do now is just keep refreshing. And, yeah. Also, with all of these skin collections, which of these, chat, which of these do you reckon will be the ones that get an acceptance today? I do have a bingo card nice and ready for you. So, yeah, what do you reckon? What do you reckon we'll see today? I wouldn't be surprised. What do I reckon? Do you know what I didn't actually bring up here? Comics. I forgot to show comics. I thought comics was going to appear last week for Most Wanted. But then there's also the likes of I was expecting the Tempered Double Door to appear at some point. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if we see pizza. So many people have been asking for the likes of those whiteout boots. I wouldn't be surprised if those get picked. So it's a very random thing. We have no idea. I've said this several times now already. Anyway, let's just have a real quick peek at the likes of the player count right this moment. So, seems to be okay. Twitch Rivals is, of course, currently going on at the moment. I hope you've managed to get all of your skins. Get a good look at all of that. The amount that have been claimed. Whoa, that's a lot of things, isn't it? That is a lot of things. I believe the lockers are the leader. Yeah, 120,000 seems to be the leader. What about the AK? No, the AK is the leader, 140,000. I'm very surprised to see hardly any people managed to get this. So, again, you know, it's obvious that people obviously aren't focusing it. You get the idea. All right, cool. So, gentlemen, what will we see potentially being accepted today? Well, we're just going to have to skip ahead. Cool. Right, so apparently we've just found out that the rotations happen, so I'm going to go over to here. What wonderful things am I going to see? Whiteout boots. Military, I was correct. I forgot about you. Right, well. I was expecting more clothing, but I was correct. It was military. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. And we did see frog cosplay, just not the frog cosplay I was expecting, but it'll do. All right, cool. So, yeah, as I pointed out, a lot of these are from the past. Not the AK, that's fairly new, but yeah, we were going to see things like this. So yes, it's finally happened. A complete set of Whiteout is now in the game. The boots are here, gentlemen. The boots are here. And what do we have over here as well? We have the Lights of the Modern Military hoodie and pants by Rob Star Diaz. This has been a collection in the making for how many years now? When did it all start off? Oh, you're going way far back, aren't we? How far back are we going? Tier 3 it started off with, didn't it? Back in 2021. There you go. Patience. It's a great reward. Then we got the likes of From Hell collection skin. I mean, we had the Rock From Hell very recent, but why not? Then we got the likes of the Arctic Skull. Yep, Mr. Alloy. Congratulations, along with your friend Mr. Hook. Looks like this is turning into a full-fledged collection. And for everybody that can't afford the likes of a comics AK, well, you got another option now, so that's nice. Then we got the likes of Frog Cosplay. Well done, Mr. Milio Frito, who I believe just followed me. So thank you very much in regard to that. Yep, we have more primitive clothing. We have Frog Cosplay, right? Look at the eyes. Well, more frog stuff to dress up as. And then we got the double Baronana. Well done to Debsky and Mr. PYH. Well done to you. So yeah, lots of older skins that were submitted quite some time back. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are quite happy. But for now, we need to go ahead and we need to go do some buy orders. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So I'm going to skip ahead and we'll start talking about all the skins after that. So, yep. Alright people, we're back and we waited quite some time because I thought, you know, it'll be alright. So what do I mean? Refresh, ta-da, new skins. So first of all, let's just quickly go ahead and find out which of these is abnormal and which aren't. La-da-da-da-da. I'm just going to be very straight up with you. They're all not abnormal, except for one, and it is the Sleeping Bag from Hell. This is the only abnormal skin of the week, and it's $4. Ooh. So yep, that's the only abnormal of the week. And of course we had some buy orders to do, so let's go take a look at all of them. We have the likes of the Rainbow Pony L96 right here, 833 requests to buy. The buy orders going all the way up to about $1.50. But that right there, that is me. That is me. Nobody else wants to go as high. So if I get a reasonable amount of them thrown at me, maybe I'll remove the buy order and just go slightly above the highest buy order here, you know. I kind of expect something like that happening, but nobody was going up to around this point. So I thought, yeah, alright, I'll give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Because I do get the feeling that this is actually just going to teeter around $2 for most of the time it exists. And then when times are good, it'll probably go up and beyond a fair bit. It's a goofy, funny design. But will that last? And, you know, based that around how many also sold, it's, we shall see. But with the account that I have over here, I was pretty much almost exhausted, so I took that risk. I was happy with it. Let's move on. So we've got the likes of the toy crossbow right here. So this, it's got a decent amount of buy order support. This was a $2 skin. It's gone all the way up to $1.50 again. Again, that's me right there. Other than that, I did point this out. It's a pretty cool, colourful, nice to look at crossbow. Probably not the best to run around with in the grassy areas. It probably would stand out a fair bit. But then again, it's quite appealing, looks fun. Would you want to use it? I'm sure some people would. I'm conflicted. It's one of the nice standout type of crossbow skins, but yeah, we do get quite a lot of dull coloured ones. This one's bright and colourful, and I do think a lot of people would appreciate it. as much as a lot of people wouldn't. It's like a very like Marmite type of thing. If you love it, you hate it. Well, then if there's enough people that love it, then the price will hold up and it will do very nicely when the times are good. So it's got a decent amount of requests, more than the 096. So it's looking very strong here. Bulk of the buy orders are fairly even in terms of above and over, under and over $1. So this might hold up quite nicely. Then we got the likes of the tier 3 SAR right here. This right here is currently what was this? This was a this was $2, wasn't it? Yep. Bulk of the buy orders are around, you know, less than $1, and you got a couple here above $1. It is what it is. You know, SARs are in a bit of a weird spot, but you never know. You never know what might potentially happen with them. So yeah, I did buy orders like I think I went up to, I think I'm right here at 98 cents. So I gave it a shot just to see what happens with it. It's green. I thought that might help out with it. You know, it's got red tip as well. But you never know. There might be more SARs appearing in the near future. And that very likely would have an effect on this. It's not like tier 3's people. It's not like people are going super crazy for tier 3, but still getting skins accepted. Let's see if we potentially see some armor being made in the future. All right. El Diablo Ioka, this took a long time for it to finally appear on the Steam market for some strange reason. Yeah, this isn't going to hold up. Unless it gets manipulated. This is in a weird position at the moment because nobody wants to sell it. Someone's trying to sell theirs for $2,000. What? Anyway, yeah, guys, unless it gets manipulated or something, I just don't see many people caring about this. People do not seem to care about newer Ioka skins. So, I don't know. Honestly, it's probably just going to end up being metal fodder. I was in a position last year where I was getting a whole bunch of Pixel Ioka skins dumped on me when they're at 75 cents each. And, you know, most of the time you'll see the likes of metal selling for around $1, won't you? So, bit odd, but yeah, I've seen instances like that. So learning from that, I bid low, and a lot of other people bid low as well. So very nice, very cool. And then we had the likes of the toy gloves. Buy orders went all the way up to 94 cents. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, lots of buy orders in this one. Lots of people seem to want it. Lots of people seem to appreciate it. I think this is going to be holding its value. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, this is in a bit of a funny position. So, yeah, this is the most in-demand regular skin out of all of the skins that came out when, well, became marketable when the new Rust store appeared. I don't know. But the main question is, especially for this, is will we potentially see a version 2 of Hoodie and Pants? Well, someone did ask. Let's see if we potentially see Hoodie and Pants in the near future. Will Mr. Little Ranger make a version 2? That would have a great and lovely impact on the likes of this and all of the other toy skins. And that, gentlemen, is the current Rust store. Well, last week's Rust store, because now we're on to here. So, one last quick look at last week's skins. This was the amount of sales that we saw. Redemption Thompson did end up over 41,000, and there's very likely a whole lot more that we can't see on private accounts, so you've been warned. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually over 30,000 of these Armadors in circulation as well. So cool. Now we can start talking about all the newer skins. So yeah, I was expecting a whole lot more skins to be accepted. Nope, it's just 8. But I will point this out to you. I wouldn't be surprised if next week also has some old skins, because like next week's Rust store is actually the last Rust store in May, and if you can remember, the first Rust store had some older skins accepted in the batch. So there was that one, and there was these two. Yeah. So I get the feeling May 25 Rust store will also have some older skins. So if you're upset that you didn't see some of the skins that you're hoping to see today, kind of wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more next week as well. Regardless, with what we have here, there's we finally see the military collection being completed. Get a good look at that. That's very nice to see. Whiteout, quite literally, the boots there. This completes it. It's fully complete now, so lots of people can be happy about that. And all of you people that invested into comics boots, ooh, unlucky. So I didn't even consider banana collection, but there we are. And I did say, maybe we won't see From Hell skins because we had a rock just 2 weeks ago. Nope, still got it. Still got it. This is a cool looking sleeping bag though, so it's all good. And Arctic Skull only gets stronger, so yeah. And we were expecting Frog cosplay, just not primitive, but yeah. So if you were to look at the front page right now for the Rust skins, you shouldn't be surprised at all. Lots of military, and the comics boots are getting dumped, yes. As I said, loads of people were invested into the boots, and look at that. Before today, these were selling for around $4 each. Now, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. They're now selling for around just under $2. That is the impact for what the whiteout boots have done to it. So, shall we begin? Shall we start talking about the likes of the whiteout boots? Gentlemen, sit back and relax. We're going to go through and discuss all of these skins, and we're going to figure out what potentially might be a very good investment. Whiteout boots. So, the main thing that we're going to compare this to is, of course, the comics boots. Whiteout and comics are kind of conflicting with each other. They are both the white camouflage options. But what we need to be very, 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 very prepared for, this was a $1.49 skin. This is 99 cents. I will not be surprised in the slightest if this potentially has 40,000 plus sales as well, like this did. I am I'm concerned. This isn't abnormal either. Whiteout as a whole is a mainstay, constantly bought, traded, back and forth skin. I wouldn't be surprised in the long term if this eventually does end up in the positive as well. Like all of these, you know. This had 85,000 sales. Both of these did. They're still in the positive. This had 78,000 sales. Still in the positive. 3 times the price almost. So, yeah. As time went on, they still progressed and did very nicely. So that immediately gets me thinking, right, well, the boots, probably initially, you know, it will go below its Rust or price. But in good time, will it go up in price? Wouldn't be surprised. But we're talking long term, all right? We're talking long term. So if you're thinking, oh, I should probably just buy tons of them, I'd probably go with buy orders initially. Smart thing to do is wait. Wait until Wednesday or Thursday. Look how many sales have happened. You know, you can use scmm.app right here to help you out. But it's the sales. It's the sales. That's going to be the main thing I'm worried about. I'm concerned about. I don't know. I'm concerned. It's 99 cents. It's not like it can go down super, super bad, right? I'm going to leave it. I'd rather look how things are than make a consideration. But I do feel, in the long, long, long term, yes, those whiteout boots will go in the positive at some point. I kid you not, whiteout. If you ever go to the Steam market for Rust, you will always see at least one whiteout skin on the front page. It's always there. It's usually whiteout and blackout. But right now it's military because, of course, you know, the final core piece appeared for military. And you know what? It's probably a good time to start talking about it. It's probably a good time to start talking about military collection. So, yeah, first of all, whiteout. Did you have an impact? Doesn't look like it had an impact. But with the appearance of the final core piece for the military collection appearing here, well, it already had low quantity. That's the funny thing. I should point out, it already had low quantity. So now that's all become very expensive. Not that one. That one. Yeah, all of this. So, yeah, that happened. Yep. So the kilt's $15 plus now, apparently. Let's just go take a real quick look at that. Yeah, that's going on. So if you aren't fully aware, military collection is very good desert camouflage. And I don't think we can see the spike in price that much, but yeah, just know that's doubled in price. That's doubled in price. All of the military collection is pretty much on the front page. They are getting bought out. Yeah. But the main question now is, right, so we got this here. Is there anything that's going to cause this to go up in price? I don't think so. I do not think so. I mean, we could potentially see some leather gloves and boots being submitted. Wouldn't be surprised if Robstar and Diaz consider doing that. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. They are still making the odd random military weapon here and there. So, like, Recently, we saw the likes of the sword, a knife. They did make a vending machine as well. That was pretty cool. But yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, hey, do you know what you can do? You could go to the workshop page right here, and you can sit there and say, hey, do you reckon you could make some leather gloves and boots? That'd be pretty cool. You know, just ask them. Politely. But yeah. I am worried and concerned that I don't think there's anything that's going to cause these to go up in price that much. All right, you might immediately think, oh, but what about people who want to wear a full set for desert camouflage? Okay, that's a nice thing to bring up. But we do have a problem. The Tier 3 only sold 14,000 each. The Tier 2 only sold on average about just under 10,000. So the kilt, of course, is expensive now. How many of these are going to sell? Please don't forget, oversaturation is a problem among the collection itself. We've seen this a lot. The most recent example would be the likes of Elite Crate. Can you remember the Elite Crate situation? Was it this week or was it the week after? I think it's the week after here. Oh, I can't seem to remember the specific date. This is a problem. I'm trying to remember. Here it is, yeah. Do you remember how Elite Crate turned out? We had Elite Crate Tier 3, very nice. Sold about 16,000 on average. Then the hoodie and pants came out. 30,000 plus each. And that is why they're down by 23% and 42%. Too many of these in comparison to these. And this is what I'm concerned about with the likes of the military hoodie and pants. So we've got to keep an eye on how many sales happen. I don't want to jump into this immediately. I want to take my time, see how it progresses, then make a consideration. If this has 20,000 plus sales each, they're going to be cheap because there's going to be too much excess stock. Think like this. Theorize. In theory, you could only really have 9,798 full complete collections of military collection in terms of all the core pieces. Kilt, Tier 3 armor, and the hoodie and pants. If there's far too many of them, then in terms of genuine demand, there's only a certain amount that are going to actually be wanted and requested. And all the remaining amount is going to be stuck on the Steam market and third-party sites and whatnot. So now you understand how oversaturation usually leads to problems, and then eventually, if everybody has excess stock and they're trying to sell it, they're going to be undercutting each other, and, well, there you go, price will go down. And that is why the Elite Crate hoodie and pants are suffering. I really thought we probably would have seen Elite Crate Tier 2 today. That would have helped the Elite Crate stuff out, but no. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, in terms of the hoodie and pants, I'm concerned. I'm not looking at that with a lot of positivity. Let's move on. Arctic Skull AR. Right, this is a funny one. I am not 100% sure how to look at this. Do you remember when we talked about the Arctic Skull SAR? Well, the Arctic Skull SAR did go down in price, but not by much. It did have 20,000 plus sales, but it's only down by 12% so far. And this is where I want to kind of give it a good look, because there's 68 of these on the market at the moment. The buy orders only went up to about $1.30. But yeah, it's not like it's flooding the Steam market or whatever. I think this has genuine decent demand. Remember what I said? What was our direct comparison with this? What was our direct comparison? Our direct comparison was the Comic SAR, wasn't it? Comic SAR was selling for $10. That was the Arctic Skull SAR was our cheaper comparison. So now, a mostly white AK. Get a good look at this. Mostly white. Mostly white. Red tip. Helpful. Is red tip right? Yes, red tip. Red base with yeah, it's fine. It's fine. That could be the budget option for the comics one. And now I ask you, well, how much is the comics AK right now? We'll go take a look. So I remember the comics AK shooting up in price for last post-Christmas. That's definitely something I saw. So we're just going to go take a look. So yeah, all of the recent AKs not doing super well except Kiss AR, because that's a super unique, colourful one. That's down 50, down 67, down 58, down 33, down 61, down 51, down 66, up 27, down 56, down 55, down 53. Oh dear. However, what did we see last year? Was it not last year? Was it the year before? It was the year before. Comics AR right now, during these bad times, with 37,000 plus sales, it's sitting there right now, double the price it sold for in a Rust store. There is genuine demand. There's 168 of them on the Steam market as well. So the point I'm trying to get across is I kind of get the feeling that a lot of people can look at this and think, oh, damn, $5? Oh, you know what? I could just get the budget alternative. I could just get an Arctic Skull one. I get the feeling that might work out well for it. But how likely is that to happen? It all depends when we actually see loads of people return and play the game again and whatnot. So, yeah, real quick, let me just show you how high this got up to. Yeah, you can see that. That's what post-Christmas was like for this AK. So beforehand, it was as low as $3, and during its peak, it was selling for around $9 each. Doing rather well for itself, wasn't it? Will we see a very similar thing happen with the likes of the Arctic Skull AR in the future? I hope so. We had a lot of AKs come out so far this year. Could this be like a hidden gem? We shall see. So, I'm curious. I am curious. But again, if we see far too many sales, yeah. But then again, Comics AR, 37,000 plus sales, still worked out all right for it in the end. So, okay, let's just leave that for now. Good job there, Mr. Alloy. You've been getting quite a lot of skins accepted so far, so I wonder what you're going to do next. Let's see, what haven't we had for a while? Maybe a Python? Or a bolt-action rifle. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I haven't seen a bolt-action rifle accepted for almost 2 years now. Anyway, let's move on. The double barrel nana. Yes, this is from the banana collection, Debsky and PYH. Let's go see how all of those double barrel shotguns are looking at this moment. I don't think we've had that many accepted this year. Let's go take a look. No, we've had 2. And one of them was a No Mercy double barrel shotgun, so that's part of a well-established collection, and even then it's down by 37%. When I look at all of these double barrels, there's not many of them that are doing very well. Now you might sit there and say, oh, but what about El Diablo and Cold Flame? Well, I think this might be manipulated, so let's just go see. So right now you're selling for about $3.50, and then over here you're selling for about $3. But were you bought out very, very recently? Let's just go see. Starting to trend upwards very randomly. I wonder why. Builders, what are you like? So the bulk of the builders is around $1.50, and it's 11110. I don't know. I don't think that's manipulation. It looks like that's genuine demand. So if we go over to here, what's this one like? I guess that's genuine demand as well. I guess some YouTuber probably used it, and everybody got influenced. It's bright, it's colourful, it's goofy. Will that work out well? Does everybody want to run around with a giant banana and shoot people in the face with it? It does sound quite funny, doesn't it? I think it might work out well in the end. Maybe we need some banana clothing and armour, Jebsky and PYH. I want to dress up like a banana in pyjamas. Nobody's going to know that reference. I'd rather wait it out. I don't need to rush into buying it. I'm not fully confident in that. I can see the appeal, but yeah, I would. I'd wait it out, then make a consideration. It looks fun. It looks goofy. I could see people liking it purely based on the fact that it's basically a giant banana. But if I could show you all of the other banana skins, Bonana on this website is the collection name. Is it Bonana or a banana collection? Nope, it's Bonana. Yeah, they haven't held up. Not very good. So, will that do better? I don't know. I don't think so. Right, yeah, and Aquatic, you did also point out the carrot one's down in price as well. Maybe people just don't like carrots. Eat your damn vegetables, children. Right, well, let's move on. Let's go to talk about the sleeping bag from hell. $4. This is a $4 sleeping bag. That's potentially a benefit. So, if it's expensive, in theory, you'd think, all right, so there's probably a better chance that we're not going to see tons of these bought in excess, which is good. You know, we don't want to see tons and tons and tons bought in excess, because that would then lead to problems, oversaturation. We already explained what oversaturation is, but by default, like that, I was talking about oversaturation within a collection. Oversaturation by default is all based on genuine demand. Genuine demand and stock. If they're close to each other, the price will usually hold up. If there's more demand than stock, the price usually goes up a whole lot easier. If there's far too much stock compared to demand, too much of it, you know, then people start throwing it on the Steam market, third-party sites, undercutting each other. Price of said skin goes down. That's what oversaturation can do. But I don't think it's likely going to happen to this. I think this is probably going to be fairly sensible. If we only get about, let's say, 15 to 20,000 sales, I'd look at this and think, all right, yeah, in the long term, I think that'll do quite all right. It's a very cool looking design. A lot of people have been enjoying the Rock from Hell, which came out fairly recently, but that has started to go down in price. Locker from Hell did okay, but then we got a whole bunch of Locker skins given away for free. But the main thing that I think is going to greatly help this out is the likes of the rug. Where's the rug? There it is. Lots of people really did like this. Lots of people saw the likes of what you could do in the pictures, and they quite literally covered their entire base and all the insides with Rug from Hell. So I will point out this thing that we see all the time. During the year, From Hell skins tend to suffer a fair bit. But as time goes on, and when we have loads of people playing, you tend to see them getting bought out and used a whole lot more. So, in the long term, will the Sleeping Bag from Hell do quite alright? I think it will. I think it will go above its restore price. I wouldn't be surprised. But during the year, is it likely to go below? Yeah, I would expect that. I would expect that. That wouldn't surprise me if it happens. So, yeah. The amount of sales that we see will have an impact. But you know what? I don't need to rush into it, because guess what? That's the only abnormal skin of the week. We could do our barters first, and then make considerations about what we're going to do afterwards. That is probably the safest bet that we can do. Alright? So, at the moment, curiously positive with it, but yeah, not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. I'd rather wait it out and then, proceed from there. All good? Shall we move on to the next pair of skins? It's the Frog Cosplay Collection. So, it's nice to see that this has grown. I should point out, I actually managed to correctly guess 1, 2, 3 collections. So I'm a bit surprised by some of these. I have to also point out, very surprised to see these two. You probably you probably didn't even realise these were in the workshop. I did. I completely forgot. This is an early pick. Yeah. So if I go over to here, don't mind my Revolution cases that I bought for cheap. Don't worry. But yeah, they were in the skin checks. We were aware. There you go. It's the thumbnail right there. It was an early pick. So yeah, we saw this already. Again, I was surprised to see it. So if we can just go over to here. Yep. There we go. I talked about it. Oh yeah, this would probably be fairly all right. But the main thing that we would point out right now is this is primitive clothing. It's not. I don't really think it's going to have that much of an impact in regards to the already existing pieces. So what I'm talking about is the hoodie and the pants and the tier 2. Like, we were waiting for tier 3 today and it didn't happen. I guess we're going to have to just wait for tier 2, tier 3 version 2. Yeah. It's nice to see more. But does this mean Mr. Emilio Frito probably needs to go ahead and make some hide clothing to pair up with the poncho and all of this? We've been seeing a lot of primitive skins this year, which is cool. It's cool. I approve of that. But the main thing that would have really had an impact would have been the tier 3 armor being accepted today. That didn't happen. Unfortunate. So, I think, and I'm going to sit here and say, I don't really think this is going to be doing super great. By default. Alright? By default. We've had quite a lot of ponchos over the past 12 months. Well, I've said this many times now. If you're going to sit there and say, oh, but it's green. It's green. Yeah, but it's bright green. It's not good camouflage if you're thinking in regards to that. It's goofy, though. It's part of a fun, goofy set. This is a big pair of eyeballs. I mean, come on. Don't you want to pretend to be a giant frog? So for what it is, I find it funny, goofy. By the way, we're getting a lot of boonie hats now, aren't we? A lot of boonie hats are being accepted. A lot more than what we've seen over the past few years. I'm getting a little bit concerned about that. It seems to be having a bit of a bad impact. With this, yeah, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Look at all of these now. Suddenly they're not becoming so unique and special. We need to slow down, Face Punch. Slow down, alright? Skin creators, slow down. Yeah, you might sit there and say, oh, but it's camouflage. Well, you know what? We've got Fisherman Boonie Hat and all the burlap and whatnot, so people could just buy that as a cheaper option. So, Frog Cosplay, it's fun, it's goofy, but will it hold up? I am not 100% sure. I think a lot of people who like the Goofy would appreciate it and buy it. That's, that's fine. But I'm not super keen. Do you know what you could do? You can just go to the workshop pages and you can ask Mr. Millio himself, hey, what do you reckon we're going to see next? More primitive? I don't know. Burlap shoes and maybe some leather gloves or something, some hide clothing. Ask him, see what happens. Because he could take this two ways now. He could either approach primitive clothing or he can retry and do a version 2 of the tier 3 armor. Tier 3 armor would have had a positive impact today. This right here, it's nice to see, but it's not what we were looking for. So, I am not 100% sure if this is going to hold its value because of that. And that's basically it. So, it's nice to see some continuations and some cleanups, like some finished bits and bobs. But, yeah. This, there was I was expecting a much bigger rust store, and I was expecting at least 3 sets of armor. I was expecting tier 2, tier 3, and a hoodie and pants appearing again. I don't want to say I'm let down, but still nice to see a decent batch. Like, again, next week, I still expect that we're going to see some older skins next week. So yeah, nice to see whiteout boots finally appear. A lot of people were anticipating that. And the reaction to all of this, not a surprise at all. I knew this was going to roll out. I knew that it was going to be like this. So now the main question is, what happens if you're invested into other things, like hard suit and whatnot? So I'll just give you a little bit of reassurance if you already own hard suit stuff, because some people had asked me today. Guys, we can still get hard suit next week or the week after. So don't rule that out. And, if push comes to shove, I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Shedman makes a version 2. And this also applies to many of the other potential candidates that could have appeared today but weren't accepted. There can always be another version made. That's fine. I mean, the rule is you have to wait a month, I believe. But, we've waited a long time regardless. So, you never know. Maybe in the future... we'll see some of those skins in a future... complete the sets. Oh dear. Because like military hoodie and pants waited a long time, and that was to finally complete the military collection. So yeah, things like this do happen. They're like, look at comics collection. They got hoodie and pants and then nothing else. Actually no, we got boots and gloves, but you get what I mean. No tier 2, no tier 3. Yeah. Alright, well, that's basically it. Next week is going to be the last rust store for May. But as I said, I think the theme of some older skins being accepted will stick with it. So we'll see what happens in regards to that. I believe we're still going to see some of this complete the sets theme. So I wonder what will be appearing next week. Don't let your hopes, don't get your hopes down. Stay positive. It's all good. Yeah, that's basically it. There's nothing else to really sit here and say. Congratulations to Whiteout, congratulations to Military, and congratulations to Frog Cosplay. There was a bit of a buyout, actually. There was a bit of a buyout. I didn't see it on the front page. What about on the second and third pages? Yeah, a little bit there. I don't think it's as much of an impact compared to the other one, so yeah. Oh, hello, Mr. Alloy. Congratulations on getting your AK accepted. Alloy, what do you reckon you're going to make next? What weapon? Or are you going to make... Oh, Alloy. Are you going to make clothing and armor? Or some deployables? You're going to make, I don't know, a bow? Crossbow? What about a pistol? What about Python or something? Revolver? Maybe an MP5. Not a bad idea. We haven't had an MP5 in quite some time. That would probably be a cool thing to see. How high do you think the heroic... Zero! This is Rust! Zero! Rust! Honestly. Well, do you know what? We could probably point this out. I mentioned it last week, and I'll say it again. Paris 2023 CSGO is currently out. The Major's still going on. It's going to finish this weekend. And that would mean about a week or two later. Sorry for the flashbang. But around the beginning of June, I would expect the 75% discount to come out for the likes of the sticker capsules. So Paris capsules, yeah. Now, basically, these have very good stickers. Borderless, that's very in demand for crafts, and well, people assume that's going to be instant, easy profit. And because of that, And because we're going to have Source 2 obviously releasing, so CSGO Source 2. Source 2 will be releasing at some point in the summer. And with the announcement of the beta, all of the skins and sticker prices went up by a lot when this was announced and came out and people enjoyed. I get the feeling when there's a public release, yeah, everything's going to rebound and everything's potentially going to go up in price. But I'm not the only person thinking that. A lot of people think that's going to mean that these capsules are going to be instant, easy profit. Pair that with, we're not going to have another major until CSGO Copenhagen in 2024, so March 2024. We're not having another major, therefore no extra content like sticker capsules and whatnot until another 10 months' time. A lot of people think that when these go on 75% discount, and if they buy a whole bunch of them, so therefore they're going to need money, they could eventually make an easy flip out of this. And, well, basically, I did mention this earlier. Well, if you should not be surprised, but people who are invested into Rust are also usually invested into CSGO as well. They're very likely going to sell their Rust stuff to get money to then throw at 75% discounted sticker capsules. Simple as. So, yeah, Rust economy would be expected to suffer during the month of June. So don't be surprised by this. You've been informed. And, well, that's usually the time where you should start jumping in and buying out a whole bunch of things that you think will go back up in price. Whether it's going to be in around August time or post-Christmas time. There's an opportunity. Spend your money, enjoy it, and, yeah, make those profits. So that has been addressed to you. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? It's up to you. It's up to you. So, thank you for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I should point this out. Whiteout boots have been out for about 2 hours now. Yep, 2 hours now. And how many sales can we see at this moment? It's expected that there's about 6,000 to 7,000 sales for the whiteout boots already in 2 hours. Well then, that's looking a bit... Oh dear. There you go. That's a perfect visual for what potentially could go wrong. Is it going to be oversaturated or not? Let's see. Let's find out. We've got a week to go. Thank you for watching, and let's see what happens.